There are several ways to share a document with your students or your colleagues, but all of them start up here in this share button. So if you click on that, you'll see that by default you have access to it and it's private to you. No one else can access it. You're the owner of the document. If you want to add other people, like a sample student, to this, you can just go ahead and type their name, and you can type the names of your students individually, or you can type the name of a group, for example. And here you'll see that by default they have edit rights. You can change that to give them comment or view rights if you'd prefer. If you give someone edit rights, they'll be allowed to change the permissions and invite other people, so you should just be aware of that. By default, they are notified by email, but you can just uncheck that. If your students don't have an email address, it really doesn't matter either way whether you check that or don't. If I save this, you'll see that these people get added now right here into the list of people that can access it. So that's everything below my name, and I can add as many people as I want to this list, and for them then this document will appear in their Google Documents, and if I chose to notify them by email, they would also get an email saying that that is in their documents. The other option is to go up here above the name where it says private, only people listed can access, and you can change that. You can make it only people in White Bear with the link, you can make it searchable for people in White Bear, you can make it people on the web with the link, or public and searchable to anyone on the web. So you can choose one of these links. I often set things as public to the White Bear area, Lake Area Schools Access. And you can learn more about visibility by clicking on this link right here. So that's everything you need to know within the document to go ahead. Oops, let's cancel that and done. That's everything you need to know within a document. Now you'll see that this little share icon has changed, so it's shared to people within White Bear Lake Area Schools, but I also shared it with those two people. Now I can go back to my list of documents overall, and another thing I can do is create a whole new collection. And if I create a new collection, like I'm going to call this sample, say OK, and if I look at my sample folder, here it is, I put it within another collection. I can also share an individual folder, and if I share a folder, just like how I shared a document, I can type in people's names, individual students for example, or others. I can give them editing rights, I can transfer them, I can notify them by email that they've been given rights to this. And once I give these people rights to this folder, everything that I drag into that folder, they're also going to have rights to. Moreover, if I'm in this folder and I say create a new document, so once I share these settings and I say okay, I'm done. Now if I go ahead and I create a new document from within this folder, you'll see that this document already, because I was in that folder when I created it, this document is already shared with that sample student because that sample student had access to that folder. So that's one way to easily share things with your class. If you set up every single one of your students within a folder, then you'll be able to easily share with them. It's also a great way to differentiate, because if you're giving differentiated assignments to your students, you can create folders that have roughly the same name and just share them with different students. So your students will click into the folder, they'll select the assignment that they are to work on. Let's say it's a social studies essay. They click on the title of the essay, and individual student groups will receive individual assignments that are differentiated specifically for them.